Have you ever been told you're too much, too emotional, too needy, too sensitive? What if that wasn't truth, but a trauma response that your body developed to survive? This episode is for the woman who feels everything, the one who walks into a room and picks up on every unspoken tension, whose heart breaks loudly, who's been told to dial it down or pull it together. Stop making things harder than they already are. But here's the truth no one told you. Your emotional intensity was never a flaw. It was a survival skill. And today I'm going to help you understand what's actually happening in your body so you can stop shaming yourself and start regulating what's underneath with love, not judgment. Let's rewrite the story of too much because you're not too much. You're just dysregulated, and we can work with that. So let's break this down. When someone says you're too much, what they're really saying is, your emotions make me uncomfortable. I don't have the capacity to hold what you're expressing. You're activating something in me I don't want to look at. And that doesn't mean you are the problem. It usually means they never learned how to be with their own emotions either. The truth is, a lot of what gets labeled as too much is just the natural expression of unmet needs, coming from a nervous system that's stuck in survival mode. Because when your body is in fight or flight, your emotional volume goes up. Not because you're dramatic, not because you want attention, but because your system is trying to keep you safe. And if no one ever helped you calm that down, if no one ever said, "Hey, I see you're hurting. Let's breathe through this together," then your emotions had to get loud just to be noticed. I remember a time I was mid argument with someone I loved, sobbing, trying to explain myself. And they just looked at me and said, "You're being crazy right now. I can't deal with this." That wrecked me because inside, I wasn't being crazy. I was overwhelmed. I was terrified I'd lose them. I didn't know how to self soothe. I didn't know how to be with my pain. All I knew how to do was escalate. And I know I'm not alone in that. If this is resonating, just know you're not broken. You're not bad. You're dysregulated. And that's something we can heal. So, where does all of this begin? Most of us weren't born believing we were too much. We learned it, usually really young. If you grew up in a home where big emotions weren't welcome, where crying got you sent to your room, or being upset was met with, "You're so dramatic," or needing attention made you feel like a burden, then your nervous system adapted. Some of us shut down completely, froze, went quiet, stopped asking for anything, and some of us got loud because that was the only way anyone even noticed we were hurting. So, what gets labeled as overreacting is often a little girl inside saying, "Please just see me, just care, just make me feel like I matter." And this isn't about blaming your parents, it's about understanding that your emotional landscape was shaped by what your caregivers could or couldn't hold. And if they didn't have the tools, then you didn't learn them either. Because how could they teach you something that they didn't know how to do? So you learn to either shrink or explode, to dissociate or overfunction, to beg for love or pretend you didn't need it. But here's the thing, love. None of that means you're broken. It means your system got creative to protect you. It means your emotions were never the problem, the lack of safety was. So when your partner doesn't respond to a text and you spiral, when you feel panic rise out of nowhere in a conversation, when you suddenly feel like a child again during conflict, That's not you being too sensitive. That's you reliving an old emotional imprint, one that's ready to be healed. And that healing starts with validating the part of you that never got to feel seen, heard, or safe. Let me be real with you for a second. You've probably been called dramatic at some point. You're overreacting. You're emotional. Maybe someone even called you crazy. But here's the truth: dysregulation is not drama. There was a huge difference between being emotionally manipulative and having a nervous system that's in survival mode. What looks like drama on the outside is often just a body trying so hard to stay safe. Tears, shaking, yelling, shutdown, withdrawal. Those are all somatic responses. They're not flaws in your personality, they're signals from your nervous system. Let me say that again for the people in the back. You are not too much. Your body is just too activated to process things calmly. That's not bad. That's human. If your system is in a state of hypervigilance, always scanning for danger, then of course, a slow reply, a shift in tone, a weird vibe will feel like a threat. And when your body thinks that there's a threat, it goes into defense mode. And that might look like panic or anger or spiraling thoughts or emotional shutdown. It's not you trying to start a fight. It's not you being needy. It's not you seeking attention. It's your inner alarm system going off. And no one ever taught you where the off switch is. So, can we just take a breath here together? You are not broken. You are not dramatic. You are dysregulated. And that means your system is asking for support. The more we can normalize this, the more we can take the shame out of these patterns, the more healing becomes possible. Okay, so now that you understand what's happening in your system, let's support your body in releasing what it's been holding. Because healing doesn't just happen through awareness, it happens through expression. But here's the key: it has to be safe, contained, and grounded. When your emotions build up with no outlet, your system goes into chaos. You either explode or implode. But what if there was a third option? Let's talk about grounded expression. It's a way to move intensity through your body without spiraling, without shame, without scaring yourself or others. Here's what I want you to try: find a safe private space, somewhere you can be loud, weird, primal without censoring yourself. And if you can't do this right now, feel free to come back later and you can do it then. I want you to stand or sit with your feet on the floor. Spread your toes. Feel the earth rise to meet you. Let gravity anchor you in the now. And take a slow breath in through your nose. Let it fill your belly, your ribs, your chest. And on the exhale, let out a sound, any sound: a sigh, a groan, a roar, a sob. Let it come from deep inside, not your throat, but your belly. And don't think about how it sounds. Let it be messy. Let it be honest. And keep breathing. Keep sounding. You might feel the urge to move, to shake, or sway, or punch a pillow. Maybe you want to fall to your knees. Let it move through you in any way that it wants to. Do not censor yourself. Your body is your instrument. Your breath is your rhythm. Let it flow. And now place one hand on your chest and one hand on your lower belly and feel yourself here, breathing, releasing, coming home. Whisper to yourself, it's safe to feel this. Nothing is wrong with me. I'm allowed to be with what's here. Stay here for as long as you need. This is sacred work because every time you allow yourself to express safely, you're telling your nervous system, we don't have to bottle it up anymore. We don't have to scream to be heard. We can move this and come back to center. You are literally rewiring your body to believe that it's safe to feel. And the more often you do this, the easier it becomes to regulate in the moment. So, the next time your emotions feel like a tidal wave, instead of shutting down or lashing out, come back to this. Feel your feet. Breathe deep. Make a sound and let that emotion move through you. You get to feel without falling apart. You get to express without apologizing. You get to reclaim your voice and your power because this is your birthright to be a woman who feels deeply and stays rooted while doing it. Now that your body's had a moment to express and release, let's reclaim the energy that got scattered when you believed you were too much. Because every time someone made you feel like your emotions were wrong, a little piece of your power got pushed out of your body. It's time to call all of that power home. This is a short, powerful, energetic practice you can do anytime you feel that familiar spiral of self doubt. That moment where you start to question, am I too much? Did I overdo it again? Should I have kept that to myself? No, you don't need to shrink. You need to center. So let's do this together. Gently place one hand on your chest and the other on your solar plexus. Feel the warmth of your hands. Feel your breath rise and fall beneath them. These are your power centers, your heart, and your will. Anchor into them now. Now close your eyes and breathe deeply into your belly. Inhale, feel the expansion, and exhale. Soften your shoulders, your jaw, your spine. And now repeat after me, out loud or in your mind. I am not too much. I am powerful. My emotions are sacred. My voice matters. I release the shame and reclaim my energy. And visualize your energy returning to you. Imagine this with me. There's a golden thread that runs through your body, from the crown of your head down to the base of your spine. And now imagine that every time somebody made you feel like you were too much, a fragment of that golden thread frayed or unraveled, floating out to meet their judgment, their rejection, their discomfort. But now you're calling it back. With each breath, that golden thread begins to reweave itself, piece by piece, strand by strand. The parts of you that were left behind in past relationships, the parts that scattered when you were silenced as a child, the parts that trembled in shame when you felt too big or too loud or too needy, they are all returning to you now. Breathe in and see that light pull inward. Breathe out and feel it anchor into your body. Let it gather in your chest, in your belly, in your hips, in your spine. Feel your energy becoming whole again. You are no longer abandoning yourself to make others comfortable. You are coming home. And say one final phrase. It's safe to be all of me. I get to feel and be held. I belong in my full expression. This isn't just a cute affirmation moment. This is frequency work. You are anchoring a new energetic signature into your body. Every time you do this, you rewire the belief that your bigness is a threat, and you replace it with the truth that your presence is a gift. You don't need to tone it down, you need to tune it in because the world doesn't need less of you. It needs the regulated, rooted, radiant version of you. Let's take a moment to turn inward, to slow everything down and listen to the part of you that still wonders if she's too much. These journal prompts are here to help you meet her, not to fix her, but to witness her with curiosity and compassion. So if you can, grab a pen and paper or open a note on your phone and take a deep breath. Let yourself be honest, not performative, not perfect, just real. And if you can't do this exercise now, I will include these journal prompts in the show notes for you to look at later. So, prompt one: what does too much mean to me? When I hear that phrase, what comes up? Where do I feel it in my body? Who first made me feel that way? And do I actually believe it? Prompt two: where did I learn that my needs were inconvenient? Was it in childhood? In a relationship? What moments taught me that expressing myself would lead to rejection, punishment, or silence? And what part of me still carries that belief? Prompt three: what part of me is asking to be validated right now? Is it the little girl who cried too loudly? Is it the teenager who always felt like a burden? Is it the woman who's tired of shrinking? Let her speak. Let her be heard, maybe for the first time. This isn't about changing how you feel. It's about hearing what you've been holding. You don't need to force clarity. Just be with what rises. Let it flow onto the page like a conversation with your soul. You are not too much. You are too wise to keep abandoning yourself. Now, take a breath with me. You've just walked through the wound. You've met the pain, the pattern, the part of you that thought she had to be smaller in order to feel safe. And now it's time to rewrite that story. Because here's what I need you to hear, not just with your ears, but with your entire body. You were never too much. You were never the problem. You were a child or a woman trying to make sense of an environment that didn't know how to hold you. And your nervous system adapted to survive. Your emotional expression was your body's best attempt to get your needs met. That's not drama, that's brilliance. That's resilience. So let's flip the script. What if you were never too sensitive? What if you were highly attuned? What if the intensity you feel, the way you notice everything, the bigness of your reactions, what if that's not a flaw, but a superpower that just needs support and regulation? Because once you learn how to work with your nervous system instead of against it, you become unshakable. You become the woman who doesn't second guess every emotion, the woman who can feel it all without spiraling, the woman who holds space for others because she knows how to hold space for herself, the woman who doesn't just shrink to keep the peace, but radiates from a place of peace within. That woman, she's not some future version of you you have to earn. She's already inside you, just waiting for your permission to take up space. And if you're ready to go deeper, to stop trying to fix yourself and start actually understanding yourself, I want to invite you into Healing Her, my 12-week coaching container, where we walk this path together because this work is tender, it's sacred, and you don't have to do it alone. You'll find the link to book a discovery call in the show notes. No pressure, no expectations, just a safe space to explore if this support is right for you. You are not too much. You are so much in the best possible way. And I can't wait for the day you believe that too. If this episode touched something in you, I want you to know that part of you, the one that's been told she's too much, too loud, or too needy, she is sacred. You don't need to exile her. You don't need to tame her. You just need to listen. Keep practicing. Keep softening into your body. Keep choosing self-trust over shame. And if this landed, if you felt seen, share it. Text it to a friend. Post it to your stories and tag me so I can send you some love right back. This work is tender, and you don't have to do it alone. Until next time, babe. Be soft with yourself. Be loud when it matters. And know this, in your bones, you are not too much. You are miraculous. This has been another episode of Hot Mess to Higher Self, where we turn your emotional spirals into sacred portals. Love you deep. Talk soon.